a couple seconds late today. I normally try to do 5 minutes on the dot, but I'm not late like I was yesterday, meaning I'm not late building the road and getting in here. No teammates today, just flying solo. I can't coax anyone into these big mountain stages quite as easy. So hopefully I'll have Murphy and maybe also Zach dropping in on a few of these other flattish or hilly stages in the last week. But flying solo on this one. This is Col du Glandon. It's crazy that like this one's not even like getting in my head anymore because we've done such crazy stuff already. It's almost as big as what was stage 8? It's almost as big as stage 8, but it's about 5K and a couple hundred meters shy. So I'm thinking this is about 1,500 meters, which again is like that's more than Ventoux, and it wasn't even like an event in my mind at this point. This is just my life. I just do capacitative, like hard as I can, 1 hour effort every day, 1 to 2 hour effort, and that's just how we do it. So this race is definitely, it's either like broken my brain or it's brought me to a new level of like being able to accept suffering or something. Definitely like my pain tolerance is higher, I think. So RGT released an update last night that it's supposed to improve some of the stability stuff and fix a few of the little, like if you've seen the graphic glitches where like the names painted on the road are too wide, a few things like that. But I think the main thing is just app stability. And the Magic Road did load up a lot faster today, so that's good. So far so good on the update. We'll see. But yeah, update last night. So if you're watching this for a preview for your race, make sure you got the latest version of both the mobile app and the screen app. Plan for pacing today. So this time is another one. It's kind of like a mini version of the Telegraph Galibier thing. And I say mini, it's 1,500 meters instead of 2,000 meters. So it's like still ridiculously big, but it's similar in that it's a less steep initial climb and then a flat or maybe even a downhill, depending on what profile you look at. Not totally sure. Little section in the middle, and then the steepest stuff is toward the top on the Galibier path of this one. It's not the actual. This is not the Galibier, but you know, to carry that analogy forward. So I'm thinking my FTP has got to be 300 now, like just based on the numbers I've been doing. This is going to be over an hour though, and with the fatigue, I'm still thinking like 270 to 280 is going to be a good range for me to shoot for in terms of average for the day. Anywhere in there, I think would be good, and I'm going to have to ride by feel a little bit. I'm going to turn on the crowd noise here, or the game noise. Let me know if that is, you guys are hearing the cheers of the crowds, but also not completely drowning out my voice. That's what I'm going for. I had it off just because I normally do that, you know, intro to the stage. I didn't want you guys to be hearing crowd noise, yelling noise the whole time. We do have Jan Deca in the group right now, but he's just checking out the update. Wants to make sure everything's sound before his race later. So we have a pretty significant flat run in here. Ooh, got to get in the end group. Oh yeah, my legs feel like crap. So also heart rate, you guys are probably noticing that. I guess I killed my heart rate monitor. I did try to replace the battery today. I have a 2032. Ooh, gotta get on. Deca is he's ripping it. There's a little lump before the climb. Yeah, I had a battery ready to go just for this, but I don't have the tiny, tiny, tiny screwdriver. All right, it looks like Deca pulled the plug. So he didn't want to pace us all the way in. 87, I will take your word for it. Someone in chat has said that I'm faster than them. I'll take your word for it on that. I don't know. I have a feeling that might be someone I know in real life. If you want to let me know your identity, I won't blow up your spot. Okay, so that was a good little opener effort. Now, I just need to hang out, get to the climb as quickly as we can, but within reason. So first half of the climb, we're going to be trying to keep it a little under the pacing goal. Save it because again, there's some 10% stuff later on, 10 or greater in that second half. Thanks, appreciate it. It says it's not someone I know, just someone who appreciates the content. Thank you. Normally when someone pops in the chat and says something like that, it's somebody I know or race with or something in real life. But welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the race. Welcome to the daily uphill slog. It does feel a little bit like this is just what my life will be like forever at this point. We're 17 stages in, which is ridiculous to say. So after this one, we got this one, a hilly one, a flat one, then Alpe d'Huez. And I'm hoping to do Alpe d'Huez in around 40 minutes. We'll see. I'm going to be carrying a lot of fatigue into that. What's up, Murphy? Murphy, you guys watched my stream yesterday. Murphy won that race. He was on the Discord. Says he did an hour 30 with the fast pace partner. Yeah, Murphy, it's been like, he says I'll either be mush or have giddy energy from all this. I feel like my body has just accepted that it has to do 250 basically has to do like 4.7 watts a kilo for an hour every day. So just kind of like whatever resources have to be allocated to maintain that, it just does. You just do it, and that's it. Bad keep on the move here. So in this race, I believe, unless something changes, it's tough because my stage time, this stage time, is actually in the middle of the night for the guys that are doing the results and stuff. So I don't expect them to have it updated for me for this time. Awesome. Bob says he did his first race on RGT today, or yeah, afternoon. That's awesome. Welcome. Glad you got into it. This is a good time to jump in. So many people riding, and this event is awesome. Really cool to look at if you put your RGT races on Strava, then go look at the map of the actual road you were following. Pretty cool. Cool. So part of that, like my body just accepting that we're gonna do 4.7 watts a kilo every day, is the fact that I've actually, this seems counterintuitive, I've been weighing in heavier the day after the mountain days. And I think what it is one, I come off the bike and just start immediately smashing food. Okay, here's the climb proper. I'm gonna try to keep this group pretty tight, as long as these guys are riding a reasonable pace on these lower slopes. Bob says he's only 17 minutes behind our time, Murphy. Hey, I've said it before, there's no easy way to do these stages. Either you're gripping at the pointy end, or you're out there for longer and probably with less people to draft off of, and you're just slogging it out. So respect to anybody who's getting it done, however you're getting it done. So on these lower slopes, probably will be advantageous to stay together a little bit. Murphy, I would be really interested. Murphy asked Bob if he's done any Zwift racing or outside racing. I would be really interested to get someone's perspective coming to RGT racing, having not raced on Zwift. I think one of the big things that trips people up is the fact that they get used to how Zwift works, and RGT just works a little different. And it's like going from one first-person shooter to another. And like now the A button changes guns instead of shoots, mess you up. And that's kind of what happens here. Well, Bob says he's done one Zwift race and mountain bike race decades ago. It's interesting to see. I think a lot of people are getting into it or getting back into it, which is pretty awesome during this this shutdown period, people are prioritizing fitness a little bit more. But yeah, my weight thing, Murphy is right. It's definitely just water weight. And so I come off the bike on these stages and I'm ravenously hungry for the next several hours and really, really thirsty. And I pretty much just start shoveling stuff in. And I wouldn't say that I overeat. I just think I have a lot in my body at one time. And my body also sort of knows. Yeah, 87 asked the question, is RGT more accurate to IRL racing? I would say definitely. In some of the RGT weekly crit races, you actually see a small breakaway go, stay away for several laps, get chased down, get counterattacked. It's not always the blob and then sprint like it is on Zwift most of the time. I think that's because the pack dynamics are better. Bob says it'll make someone at his level better, this virtual racing. I think it can actually make you better at any level, as long as you are doing stuff that sort of like works on your limiters and pushes you, which this 3-week block of racing should do for me. All right, super steep stuff. Got to make it count here. Y'all know how I ride these things. Yeah, I agree with Murphy. Both Zwift and RGT can be racing, can be very good workouts. They're just different. And I've been road racing since 2013. I think was my first one, somewhere right around there. So a pretty decent depth of experience to draw from there. Good work staying with me, Drader. Y'all in the chat, don't let it fool you that Murphy's not a Cat 2 on the road. He's a very strong cross-country mountain biker and cyclocross racer. Just hasn't done a ton of road. And in road, you do have to do the racing. Actually, in all real life racing, pretty much, you have to do the racing to accrue points to move up, which brings me to something we were talking about in the RGT groups today, which is that it could be interesting to implement a format like that for RGT. Something where rather than it being fitness-based, you're actually earning points to move up through the category, and it's based on results. I don't know. I'm very used to that in real life, and I do think that when I was coming up through the categories, it gave me something to shoot for and work on, kind of be always like, okay, I need to go to this race and that race, and I need to race for a top 10 because that's how deep the points go. It just gives you some targets, which I like. Oh yeah, 100% cyclocross. If you don't know what you're doing, you can be a very strong rider even and just get annihilated. Go Google the Chris Horner cyclocross videos. Speaking of which, I think Murphy may have been there. I beat one of the guys who's on Quick Step, Garrison. I beat him in a cyclocross race last year. But he's a time trialist, and he was not fully taking a local cyclocross race super seriously. And I mean, rightfully so. He has bigger fish to fry. But still shows, yeah, Murphy's right. He was not racing in the Quick Step kit yet. He was in the Action Haggis Berman team kit that day. I do remember he was a group ahead of me on the road, or dirt as it were, and see an Action Haggis Berman kit. That's Axel Merckx's team. Eddie Merckx's son is this kid's director. To see that kid up the road definitely gives you some motivation, or it did for me, like, ooh, I should get to that guy. That'd be cool. And I did. I got there, and then that was a particularly technical course, and I was able to no, Bob, I'm in the big ring. Bob has to come in the small or the big. This is why I generally race on 50%. I don't want to have to be changing rings, front rings a lot. So if I put the feedback intensity on 50, that keeps me from having to shift that front ring under load a lot of times. And again, so if I was just free riding now, just doing a workout on RGT or whatever, I probably would have it on 100. That's what I normally do. Hey, there's my name. Ooh. Probably would have it on 100, and I would be in the small ring. The main thing is just like in a race, when I have to make big jumps to get on someone's wheel or stick a move, you can't always choose where you do that in a race. You just have to accelerate where people accelerate. And for that reason, crank it back down, because I don't want to have to be doing a big effort to then drop the chain. Whereas when I'm free riding, I have a little more control. I can get off the power for a second to shift the front ring. And if the front ring does come off, it's no biggie. Chain comes off, I mean, off the front ring. Not quite as big of a deal in that situation. Murphy, were you there for that race when I beat Ian? I mean, that wasn't the story of the day. I was still in the second group on the road, but that was my story of the day. I think that was my first top 5 finish in a Georgia cross race too, somewhere right around there. That was a super fun course though. Out on a farm, few twisty sections, few climbs, good mix of terrain. Oh yeah, that was when you were racing. Murphy was there, but he raced single speed, I believe. Yeah, last season was that was tough year. We had a pretty good battle for a second there at what's the park? The race in the park that it's like in Atlanta proper. I just remember you made a group I didn't make. I caught up to you. We battled for a bit. Why did I not think of the name of that park? There's a crit there too. Not at the same time, obviously. Piedmont Park. Winter's right. I think. Grant Park. It's Grant Park. Right, Murphy? Grant Park is that's something. I'm not making that up. Piedmont is a big park in Atlanta. Not where the cyclocross race is that I was thinking about. That Grant Park race is yeah. I don't think they would let us do a cyclocross race at Piedmont winter. I think we would tear it up too bad. Yeah, Murphy said it at the exact same time as me. Piedmont is too nice. Cyclocross gets a little bit of a bad rap because it does tear the grass up a bit, but it's always in the fall, so then all the grass dies and it grows back. I've seen it happen year after year. Yeah, with Grant Park was the one I was thinking of. There's a criterium there too. Somehow I've never done the Grant Park crit. It's always conflicted with something else I was doing or something. Great work here, Trader. I know he's got the stream on. He said something in the chat a while ago, so. Good, efficient riding. I do feel like I took it pretty easy yesterday's stage, relative to other stages of this race. And I think my legs actually took that as a sign that they could like shut it down a little bit. So it's taking a second to get my mojo back today. Yeah, Murphy's referencing after Cyclocross Nationals in Austin, Texas, they did a study to see how it affected the trees and the root systems and all that, and basically determined, fine, cyclocross will not ruin your park. That fastest pace partner I was with is it's really moving for sure. So at the moment, I'm 7th on GC, 6th on the mountains. So I'd like to keep moving up those categories, but at the very least, I want to keep putting down strong rides to hold what I got. Murphy, when you say you spectated Twilight, Grant Park Twilight or Athens Twilight? I say that only because I always when I think Twilight, I think Athens Twilight. Sort of premier crit, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, word, yeah. Yeah, I've raced Twilight before. It is the Athens Twilight Amateur Finals is probably the hardest I've ever gone on a bike under an hour. Like the most concentrated suffering I've ever done. You know, Sunny King, I had several races there. I always do that one because it's in Alabama, or often try to do it. Done it multiple times, but I had several what I would call kind of disappointing rides at that one. And then last year, it just clicked. Like, I figured out the lines on the corners. I figured out where to pedal coming out of turn 4. And it was like a whole new race for me. I was hanging in the front group. Yeah. Sunny King is deceptively hard. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. A lot of it I've found is the flow of that course. So it is, if you're an RGT person, imagine if you took Canary Wharf, big long rectangle, and just tilted it slightly. So that one side is like 2% downhill, one side is like 2% uphill. What I found is, as long as you're in the group pretty well, coming into the downhill, you can almost not pedal at all. And still, not even just ride, but you can move up. Not pedaling at all. You can just look for open spaces, and other people will be braking, and you can just go around and keep moving up. And then for the corner, left-hand corner at the bottom of the hill, everyone always dives too early, or someone does, and they leave the outside open. And I think it's because of that conventional wisdom. No, Winter, that was halfway. Yellow is halfway. Red is 1K, which that's also deceptive with the flat run-in. We're only half in terms of kilometers, not vertical. We're about a third of the way up the spine. But yeah, people leave the outside open on the turn at the bottom of the hill, and they brake and try to dive to the apex, because that is the shortest line, but you don't carry the most speed on it. So I started just taking the outside every time, no brakes, outside of the turn. No one in front of me, no brakes. Probably moving up pin spot, saving about 5 or 6 super hard pedal strokes every time. And once I did that, I had more gas for the uphill every time. So then I can just jam it on the uphill and repeat every lap. Oh, John, they have a 1K banner on here. We'll go under a red kite. I think yesterday, if you watched that one, the fact that it was a loop, where we didn't do a second lap through it all. But yeah, there is a 1K to go banner. So Murphy, they released an update last night, and I'm hoping it worked out some of the issues. Everything is looking pretty good and smooth. Yeah, John, that's the plan. Although Drader is in the chat. He's in there with you. The call is coming from inside the house. At least for this first downhill, doesn't make a lot of sense for me to pull, as we've discussed, being 61 kilos. I kind of don't go anywhere on the false flat downhill. Even if I'm pedaling hard, we're going to go faster with somebody else just doing a reasonable job. I should not have let that go out. I let off too much. Drader, I'll pull this false flat uphill. Yeah, one vertical KM for the top. Maybe that's what I meant. Drader, I'll pull to the top of this one and then let you get that little downhill, and then we're kind of right back into the climb, I think. So this is truly about halfway, I believe, even though we're 14K in. What's up, Garza? Thanks, dude. Woo. I'm definitely feeling these 21 stages. Well, 17 that we've done so far. So everybody's starting to crack. I just hope I'm cracking less than some others. It would be sick to move up to top 5, either on GC or on mountains classification. If I was smart, I would have really focused on one or the other out the gate, but I did not. And I've said it before on here, I do just like the idea of being a really well-rounded rider. So also just streaming, I feel a certain amount of motivation to just go for it every day, no matter what. which is good because at the end of the day, it's all training. All right. This is the second half where it gets some real steep pitches in here. Got to dig in. Let's go. Thanks, John. Yeah. Yeah, this time slot hurt me on GC, but it is what it is. Also gave me the chance to go for more time slot wins. All right. Over 10. Whew. Good work, Drader. This is kind of the meat of the climb here. Really settle in. That's 2/3 of the way in terms of meters. Looks like Drader's grinding a super low cadence up there. That makes sense, Trader. Looks like you're doing 70 RPM or so. Sweet. Yeah, 1830 is a place to be for this race. So I'm thinking I may try the 1830 for the last two stages, Saturday and Sunday. We'll see if that works out. Thanks, John. Trumpton, that's the plan. Although, I don't know if you're counting me as a big name. Huh. Yeah, that sounds right, Billy. John, I could have. I think it would have been ill-advised. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, John. Really digging in. Yeah, Bob. Here we go. Smashing, John. Thanks, John. Okay. 250. Let's go. Up and over. Ah. 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 Good work, trainer. Oh, man. Let's see. When does trainer come in? Good work, trainer. So close. Let's see those numbers. Oh, 272. I said 270. Oh. Once again, pretty much nailed the pacing plan. 2 extra watt. Whew. Max power of 666. Great having you there to push me, trainer. I might have let up if you hadn't been keeping me honest. Oh, intensity factor of 0.96. Oh. I feel like I might actually throw up on this one. So, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thanks, Winter. Appreciate all you guys. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Very different course. Nice, Blair. Good work. A lot of PBs from this event. See you guys tomorrow. Later.